The KVA38 is a superior, vastly more reliable, all-electric alternative to pneumatic actuators, engineered for lightning-fast and effortless installation.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan with Kinitics Automation, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to attach the KVA38 to a standard globe valve. First, you're going to take our standard bracketry that will attach directly to the bottom of the globe valve. Next, we need to prepare the stem for install. So I'll take my jam nut, thread that down, and then I'll add a coupler nut, which will be used to couple the valve to the actuator. With the jam nut and coupler in place, the valve is now ready to receive the actuator. It's very important before mounting the actuator that the stem of the globe valve be in the closed position. Now I'd like to invite the company president, Dean Peck, to help me lift the actuator on top of the valve bracket. Rolling out. Let's bring this up. And the circular base of the actuator fits easily into the bracketry. Now, I start threading these bolts into the housing of the actuator to secure it in place. I'll be placing these bolts just finger tight for now to make sure that we're able to align the stems of the valve and the actuator. Next, we'll need to couple the actuator stem to the valve stem. To do that, we simply spin up the coupler nut until it's just about in contact with the actuator stem. There, we want to make sure that it's going to slide easily onto the actuator stem. To do that, you may need to adjust the actuator position ever so slightly, and that's why we didn't tighten those bolts to begin with. Now, I'm facing a little bit of resistance there, so what we can do is take a wrench and lift the valve stem ever so slightly. That will then allow the stems to align their threads, and I can then now use the wrench to bring the coupler nut the rest of the way up. Once the coupler nut's in place, about halfway onto the actuator stem and halfway onto the valve stem, we'll groove these jam nuts into place to make sure that everything stays nice and tight. Tighten up the jam nuts, and now the stems are coupled. After tightening all the fasteners, the last step is to transfer the loading of the actuator onto the valve to achieve that nice mechanical shutoff force. The KVA38 has a mechanical biasing spring inside, which means that even when the power is off, that spring keeps a nice positive pressure on the valve seat. To do that, we need to lower preload nuts downwards, which then transfers the load onto the valve stem. Once you lower about half a turn, this should spin freely. Spin that feature down to the bottom of its thread, and you should have about 2 millimeters of gap between the washer and the preload feature. At this point, the actuator is being coupled to the valve, and you're ready to operate.
Contact Kinitics Automation today to find out more about the KVA38, the next generation of globe valve actuator. Visit us at kiniticsautomation.com.